Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gyms of War Guild Wars Week 41 Day 3. It is a brown day and today we are going to be going and messing with our normal team, but trying to actually maintain our score for once because other than still being on our 5-0 streak in bracket 1, which I do wish to maintain this week wherever it is, where to go, right there. We are also not in the last two places, and as long as we're in 8 or higher, we are missing an entire person, but as long as we maintain 8 or higher, we will stay in bracket 1, which we haven't done for a while, so hopefully we will, though it's very unlikely. We're missing a whole person, so even if we get close, it's probably not going to be able to go all the way. Also, we just ended up doing the Shocktopus video. That came out a little bit late, but of course, we just got that up if you guys want to go see that. Most of it we've kind of already gone over on stream, but of course I did want to do a specific video going over it since he is did just officially come out earlier today. Anyways, where on earth did my team go? Why did it move on me? There it is, Guild War Brown, and let's get into it. Standard, Gorgolfa, Corvash, Famine, Highforge, double check that it is indeed a brown day. Yes it is, and let's get into it. Hello Aaron, hello Teutonic, hello Captain, hello GZG, welcome all. I know, I hope everyone's having good luck treatstone farming. There's a lot of treatstones to be had, that is for sure. If you're ever going to treatstone farm, this is the week to do so. There are a lot of them that you can get from the current event due to the 2 times in Explore, and you can win them very quickly. Easily 3 per hour, which is or 3 per hour, 3 per minute, which is an additional 3 traitstones per minute, which is a lot of traitstones. 6 traitstones total per minute, minimum, easily. What do we take here? We go for, not the Highforge. That's going to do almost nothing for us. We start rushing up Corvash. He has that really weird loop team. I actually use that as one of my teams. I never defend with it, though, because I don't believe it works as a defend team, but apparently he is going down that route. We'll see exactly what it does, though we are left with very few moves to actually take from this board, mainly because of all these purples that are on it. Not really that good, and red is a pretty pointless color for us to take. Which isn't really progressing the battle at all. We can take a brown now, though. As long as it surges, we're good to go. So we'll go for that, go into Corvash, play it safe, and go straight into a Famine soon after. So we'll want to go and get ourselves a full mana right here by taking the yellow into the brown. That will start getting us all the mana we need for that. Oh, we didn't get the full on the other one. He might get 1 guard on us, which would actually be really bad, and I don't want that to happen. So much so I'm going to waste an entire turn just to make sure it doesn't happen. Or no, you know what? We can do it for free. We can do it right there. Perfect. And now we can throw a Famine, and we'd want to throw this on Guard's Avatar as he is by far the biggest threat. Let me just double check the damage right here. That's a 7, that's an 18, that's a 25, that's a 50, and that's a 80. That would be 80 damage total, so I'm going to wait 1 turn. We'll probably throw a Highforge as we wait. As long as he does an extra turn here, we should be fine. And good, all good. We'll take the Skull Poke. Oh, perfect stun right there. So we stunned his stone skin, so we get to do full damage to him with that skull that poked him. And that should be enough damage now. And if not, 1 more poke afterwards will definitely be enough, but we'll go for that. Regardless, we have to throw it out there. And of course, it's 3 damage off. But as soon as we get Highforge back up or anything like that, that will be enough to kill. Go throw the Gorgolfa there. And there we go. Perfect. Exactly what we need. Highforge that down. Get another Famine down on whatever else is key. I guess at this point, maybe just the Apothecary. He's still stunned, so you know what? I'm actually just going to Skull him. Now we get Highforge, and that will allow us to hit both of them at once. Actually, before I do, I think I'm going to go for the physical damage kill on it. So we'll go for that. Take the Corvash. Take the... do I Corvash first? We're going to get very little value out of Famine. I guess it doesn't really matter the order too much. I think I throw... No, yes it does. Yes it does. Okay, we'll throw a Corvash, and then we throw a Highforge. And then we throw a Famine. And hopefully he'll gain more mana. And of course he doesn't. And that's only 40 damage. So, nope, that is not a kill. So I guess I'll just take the Skull, and then that will kill him out the next turn, and down he goes. There we go. And now we just need to repeat that safely several more times. You're working on Mab and Scion at the same time? That would work. Blue purples, you can do that in Kedar, would probably be the easiest place, since you can mostly true damage kill those out. This is Guild Wars, right? What is this team? Hold up. Why is this his defend team? Orc, Cyclops, Drake Rider, and Garnock. I guess he's hoping that the 50% start will get him up nicely. That is a really strange defend team to see in bracket 1. That's like max too. That's 1078. That's a higher team score than me, probably because he has higher bonuses from the guild. Oh, actually, it's because our High Forge is Legends, not Mythic. That's why he has the higher level, most likely. But it could be the stat difference, too. But yeah, that is a little bit of a strange defend team, to say the least. But we'll go into it. Hopefully, we'll go over well. No patch tonight before the New Kingdom. Salty confirmed. Yeah, didn't we kind of already know that? I said that. They likely wouldn't add the mana drain initially. And they would add it the most likely later next week. That's why I initially thought with it. Because the if it was tonight, then the event would be the following week. But they moved the event to the, not next week, but the week after that. Meaning sometime next week is the patch. Not sure when, but sometime. It's definitely not coming between now and Monday, I can say that much. But it's likely coming sometime between next Tuesday and next Saturday. Somewhere within that time frame. Not sure what they're going to do for the traits initially, though. It's probably just going to be all mana shields or something. Every single elf troop that should have a different trait. That would make the most sense, since that's basically what they're getting next patch, pretty much. What do I move here? We'll throw the yellow over. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming next patch. It might be one of the biggest patches they've ever done. So, yeah. There's a lot of content coming in it, as well as changes that are pretty big, as far as to, like, the Guild War structure and stuff like that. Okay, he's gonna get a skull poke here. Do I let him? Because he kills if I do. Though, does that matter? Because we're going to get a summon there anyways. I think I stop him initially. And then if another one comes up, we just let it happen. So, what's the biggest threat on this team? I'd probably have to say, surprisingly... Oh no, Groshnok would be my initial thing that I would say. I kind of want to get rid of this while he's stunned, though. What's this amount of damage? That's 8, that's 9. Let's see, that's an average of 8 for all of them. 8, 8, 8. So, oh wait, no, it's not. Yes, it is. So that's 24. 24 is 48. 48 is 78. That is 1 High Forge away from kill. So I guess we'll go for it. We'll go do that. And now we just need a High Forge. So we'll go explode everything. That is indeed a High Forge. And we actually turned it. Very nice. We don't use this purple, but I still need to get rid of it. Just so he doesn't take it. Is there any good way I can take it? Actually, I can. I can take it that way for some yellows. Move it upwards. Double check what else we have. I guess I could take a green into a brown into a green. But do we need to? Well, that gives us famine. I guess it's safe. Anything that goes safer is preferred. We'll go take that. This is the consistent 9,300 team, or sometimes 9,200 if it does a little bit worse. It's not really made to score high, but it's made to not lose. Okay, and now we just famine, Corvash dead. What order should I do that in? That Corvash is enough damage, so we throw that on him. That kills. He's stunned, so he doesn't get a revive. And down he goes. Yeah, it's also a weird day to use that on, because most people do run Corvash this day, or I think they do. I know Gorgolfa Corvash is my absolute favorite thing to run on this day. Oh, okay. Here's the one thing that can actually kill us, Scion, first slot. If we get a really bad starting board, he will just drain us off of Gorgolfa, and then we can't do anything. And I don't know how to feel about this board. Could go good, could go bad. There's too many skulls up there. It is very concerning. And I can't take that brown to the right, or else he gets way too much value. I almost just feel like going for the blue. The only problem with taking that blue, though, is he will take the brown for sure. I could take this brown. That's safe, but it could initially drop him a skull there. I could take this yellow and then hope he doesn't take a brown. I could actually just yellow into yellow. Both times there's a skull chance. Anything I take, he has a chance of getting a skull here. So I guess we just take one of them, because there really isn't any way of dodging that. Then we take that yellow the following turn, which has no skull chance for him, and that should be full mana. Then we get rolling. Good, we didn't give him a skull. He doesn't find any either. We're not going to take that yellow because there's too many skull chances. Well, I guess the yellow to the right's a little bit safer, but I'm still going to take this one. It'll put those two skulls next to each other, which, since they're so far down, isn't really going to do anything. And now we can throw the Gorgolfa, and hopefully he does not Scion us right here. Okay. That's not too particularly good, because I don't have Corvash. And I don't think we can get Corvash. So I guess the game plan is throw Gorgolfa and hope we get lucky. Go, extra turn! That is not an extra turn. Okay, well now we need to start from scratch. Well, kind of from scratch. We still have a little bit of mana. Blue into blue would be great. I don't think anywhere that is available, though. I could take a green into a blue extra turn chance that drops into a green. I mean, that drops into a brown. We'll do that. And there we go. Okay. So we'll grab all that, take the skull, throw a Corvash at him. I need Famine up, and he's about to get that off. I can't stop everything, so I'm just going to have to take that skull, throw a Corvash, and go from there. So we'll do that. He'll take whatever. We'll Corvash that, and now we needed him to get full mana. The only way we can do that is off of a green, if we can find one. And since we cannot find a green, the backup plan is a brown or a yellow. And since we can't find a brown or a yellow, I guess the backup plan is take the skull. So we'll do that. Now we can find a green. As long as it surges, we get full mana. And then we win. Only if it surges. If it doesn't surge, then we could still lose, of course. Well then, that's not good. What do we take? I guess that's not too bad. If I could find another skull, that would be great. A red into a double red would be okay. It's a bit of a waste of a turn. Kind of just want to go for this blue so he doesn't get Scion up in time. So he takes the red. He's going to get a Ragnagord off next red or brown. I guess we take the blue, hope a brown doesn't drop there, or a red. If either of those drop right there, he will get it. If a brown drops in one of those two, or if a red drops in that one right there, he will get it next turn, and then he'll take it for a Ragnagord. And if he surges, he gets full mana. So we're just going to take the blue right there. He's really close to a Scion, but we can simply Corvash it. Oh, also, we finally have Famine. Do I go for Famine, or do I go for the Corvash? The problem, if we go with Corvash, we get the Scion kill, but we waste a lot of its mana. If we go for the Corvash, we do get a kill, and then we don't need to worry about it. I think we're just going to play the safer route, so we'll go for Corvash. Throw that down, and now we can go for a green or something and just Famine it. It goes slower, but we'll make sure nothing bad happens. And then we'll get that. He's pretty much as good as dead. I wish that skull was enough damage, or a double skull was, but neither of them are within range. I guess we just let him poke us, throw Famine down. Do we Famine to overkill him, or do we Famine the Famine? I think we Famine the Famine. What does that come out to as damage? It's 14, 10, 24, 32, 64, 94. That is not within kill range, even with the thing. So I am actually just going to kill that then, just so we don't have to deal with him anymore. He still uses every color, but now he doesn't have his main mana generator anymore. So we'll take that just so he doesn't get the value out of it. Ooh, well, he finds his own value. Okay. I need a drain for that. I cannot let him Famine us. That would not be good. So we'll take the brown right there, just get our mana going. If he pokes us, that's not really too big a deal. Barely any damage. Now we throw High Forge to Gorgolfa into Corvash, and that's pretty much a win. He will not be able to keep up with our mana at that point, as long as we don't give him something there, and we don't. And we just throw that down, get the Corvash, get a drain. Wow, this battle is going really slow. We haven't taken too much damage, other than on the Gorgolfa. So our score should still be okay, but yeah, this one definitely went a little bit too slow turn-wise. We'll throw the Famine there, and that should be enough damage, and down it goes. Way more than enough. Scion kill is always safe. I know, I can't wait till next patch, next week, or most likely next week, because it's going to make it so much easier to counter out first slot Scion. By the way, never set first slot Scion anymore starting next patch. It's going to be very useless. There aren't going to be too many things that run immune to mana drain. But the things that do have immune to mana drain, if the enemy team simply puts one of them in first slot, they are completely immune to a Scion drain, or at least the skull or the skull part of a mana drain. So it's not really going to be worth using a Scion anymore in defend. I'm probably going to have to revamp about 2 or 3 of my defend teams that I normally use for Guild War days, just because they're going to be obsolete starting next patch. Okay, we have a couple options here. I think the option that we go for is Corvash. The question is, which blue is safer? We could take this blue or the other blue. This one's safer, but it doesn't give us any cascade chances. Well, I guess it technically does. We could get triple brown or triple purple or double brown. I'll take that. Of course, we don't get any of that, but he has Wisp. That's not really to be concerned with at this point. That will do very little. So I'll just throw the Corvash. He'll poke us. Actually, he doesn't even go for the poke. He just goes for that instead. And another poke off the Cascade. So I guess we take the purple. We could try for the double red. We could take it simply right there and give him a skull setup. I guess that's not too bad. The only bad thing about that is he entangles us, and we have no way to get out of that tangle. So I think we just try for the skull here and go from there. So we don't get it, but we could take this brown, go into one other color. Hopefully the following turn, maybe a yellow or something will fall. High Forge is pretty useless for us to cast. So there really isn't any need for us to do so at the moment. Having him will do very little. I might just have to let him entangle us here. I'll make it so we can't really kill him easily, but... What else do we have? We'll go move that. Maybe he'll drop us a yellow or something. He doesn't even go for it, surprisingly. I have nothing to get rid of that, though he will give us the much-needed blues that we need. So that's not necessarily going to be a bad thing. I don't need red anymore, but we could try for the extra turn chance. Nope, one red off. If that was a red right there, that one yellow, we would have gotten the extra turn. But luckily, he gives us the free blue. Let's move that over and take that into the other blue. That gives us all the manas we need. Only bad thing here is he does get a KrissTigger, which is going to lower our score quite a bit, but for whatever reason, he doesn't go for it. Unfortunately, we don't have famine, nor would casting a Gorgolfa be worth it right now, so we're not even going to bother. We'll just throw the Corvash down. That's actually good that that doesn't kill, because he has KrissTigger just sitting there ready to go. I actually want to hold on the Gorgolfa, because it will kill him, and if I kill him, that will summon a... Oh, no. Well, if I use the Gorgolfa, he gets a summon. I guess we do it and hope we get lucky. Wait, it didn't kill him? What? He should be dead. I think that's a glitch that he's not dead right now. Yeah, that's definitely a visual glitch. He should be dead. He is definitely dead right now. There's no way he's alive. If I explode, this will do it to Kraken, not to him. There, exactly so. He's actually dead. Yeah, you can see he's dead. It was just a visual glitch. They need to fix that. I've seen it so many times now that I know that it happened. But, yeah, that's annoying. If someone didn't notice that, they might have thought it was still alive. That was pretty obvious it was dead, though, due to the Gorgolfa. What do we even need here? I kind of want that yellow. Or this yellow. We could take this one to the left, try for anything, and it will be the safer route. Then we just throw Famine at it. Because I have no way of hitting the Wisp right now, other than the Famine, so I need that to make sure it doesn't get mana here. So we'll let it take its mana, throw a Famine, probably at the KrissTigger, because it's starting to bother me with all the summons. So we'll go get that out the way. We could do it on Kraken too, I guess. But the biggest issue with that is what if he gets... Well, you know what? We have Corvash. Actually... But, oh yeah, but because we have Corvash, we could just simply kill it. So yes, we do go for the kill right there. So we'll do that. Corvash will now kill. And it's pretty much his entire team. The purple's blocking it. He can only get it up with red. Wisp can still do an okay amount of damage, but not really too bad. We'll go throw a Famine at it, Corvash it, and that's one poke away. And we can simply do that off the Gorgolfa for the last little bit that we need. So we'll do that. Corvash down and Gorgolfa. Oh, wait, never mind. I forgot, he has armor. We kind of need to get through all the armor first. And then that's match. Oh, or we could do it that way. Never mind. Famine will randomly hit HP and take it out. Good job, Famine. He rarely ever does what I need him to actually do, but he did in that case. He does. It's something that I don't really even pay any attention to, but Famine does have a 3 stat reduction at the start of every turn. Very rarely does that come into play, but as you can see right there, it actually did for once. So good for that. I have no clue why this guild wants to run Orc, Cyclops, Strike Rider, Garnock. What guild even is this right now? Strat Gem. Yeah, I don't know what their strategy is with this, to be honest. I guess it has a high impact Cyclops. Cyclops hits pretty hard on his first hit. That's like an 80-ish hit. I don't know, I just don't really understand it, though. Especially on a brown day, because you can easily stun the what's his name? The guy that has a 100% chance to revive. Also, normally you would put those in the inverse direction. You don't really need him for his +3 to all stats. Garnock's last trait, or his second trait is really useless. Him having more stats by being put in last slot very rarely has any effect on the battle. Maybe if shuffling troops were a little bit more applicable, that would actually be good. But at this current moment in time, there's no point in putting him in last slot. He's more of a second slot or a third slot troop. Okay, that did a lot of damage. Let's see. We'll go move that over. We'll go... I could try for a skull drop here. I don't know if that's worth it. I might as well just go for the Corvash. He's probably going to go for it himself, though, but we'll throw the Corvash. And he doesn't go for it, but he still gets a bunch of skulls. We'll go for the brown over there, get the green, get an extra turn off it too, so that works out. Any suggestion to put in first slot that will be immune to mana drain? Dark Maiden, Valkyrie, the new troop that's coming that's basically like an alchemist from the New Kingdom tomorrow, and that's about it. Those 3. Maybe a lady or an aerial. But yeah, the main few would be Dark Maiden, Valkyrie, and the new troop that's coming in that's basically like an alchemist in Next Kingdom. those three. Actually, I believe she's in the corner right over there. That's the new alchemist right there in the corner. That's what alchemist now looks like. Pretty much. Because it's going to be... Not in every situation will she be better than an alchemist. Like in the alchemist Hellcat loop, I think alchemist might still be a bit better. But in almost every other instance where you would use an alchemist, she's going to be better. Let's see. We'll go... Or assuming based on what we know earlier. She could change by tomorrow. You never know. Oh, wait. Why did I hit Garnock? Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. Yeah, because he's the summoner. I think that the second slot's the biggest threat, though, to be honest. So I probably shouldn't have done that. As far as damage output, he's the most annoying. But I guess Garnock is the... can still summon something, so I do want to kill him out. So right here... We can easily maintain him by Corvash, so we are going to keep hitting the last slot out. All we need is stuff to actually do that with. I do want to take the Skull just so it knocks him out so we can drain into those two. It will also help so I can keep him stunned. Really important we keep him stunned so he dies immediately. It'll save quite a few turns. I'm going to take a Skull here because... Oh, I could have taken Brown. Oops. I could have taken free Brown in that. Luckily, he gives us a bunch of green. Though we could be full mana or something on him right now if I would have taken it. Oops. But we'll go throw that down. And keep him stunned. Really important so he doesn't revive. And that's pretty much match. Oh, he did. Okay, good. He didn't go for it. He almost went for it. He was thinking about it. He almost did it. Okay. You have armor, don't you? No, he doesn't actually have armored. So I throw... What's the game plan then? He's going to take that Skull, regardless of what we do here. I guess we kill him while he's still down, so we'll do that. Oh wait, that's not enough to kill. Well, doesn't really matter. We'll go through the High Forge now. Get that down, and now anything we do will kill it. Or not anything, but pretty much anything. We'll go take the brown, throw it into a Gorgolfa. Oh, we can't do that. Never mind. Oh, both of them give him blue. I mean, both of them give him green, which I guess isn't too big a deal. What will he really get out of that? Nothing. So I am going to take that brown. He takes the... Oh, of course he would get the red drop randomly there. Okay, so he does get something out of it. Well, I had no way of knowing that that would have dropped there. It was above the board. Fail. But we have Corvash. He's in range. Then we just throw Famine in. I mean, yeah, and then we just throw Famine and that's match. So we'll throw that down. Get to Zabel. Throw to Gorgolfa. Wow, these battles are going slower today, but they are safe. They are very, very safe. I can't remember the last time I've lost with this team in Guild War days. It's something that very rarely occurs. It's made to win, not really made to win well. This does look more like a 9,100 today, just because they keep winning so slowly. But slow and steady. As long as it goes 5-0 every time, I'm perfectly fine with it. And yeah, it's mid-range, or a little bit below mid-range. 9,224. Perfectly fine with that. Could easily be 9,300 if they would have went a little bit quicker. But if we can get consistent 5-0s with it, I'm perfectly fine with it. Though next patch, we most likely will need to revamp into a different brown team of some kind. What does that put us at these days? We're still barely hanging in there. Gotta make 8 for higher. Ideally 7 for higher, because that's when we start getting better rewards. Where's the rewards? You start getting better rewards at 7. We actually get a whole 100 extra gems by doing so. Since we're a whole person down, I'm happy as long as we get like at least 8. Even if we don't, that's not too big a deal. Yeah, Diviner. That's her name, Diviner. I don't know which one of you spelled it correctly, though. Oh, never mind. You both spelled it the exact same way. No, you didn't. One of you spelled it with an I and the other with an E. Let's see. Which way is the correct way of spelling it? It is spelt with a I. Yes, it's D-I-V-I-N-E-R. Diviner. She does a transform a chosen color to yellow and one of the following. Enchant all allies, which I assume is also herself. If it's herself, that's insanely amazing. Even if it's not, that's still pretty decent. Or it increases all allies' magic by magic divided by 2 plus 1. Both of those abilities are insanely good. Or cleanse all allies. And of course the cleanse could come in handy, though compared to the other two things, not really as useful. Though, I don't know how to feel about that. It could be good. The fact that it's a 1 in 3 could make it so if you're looping, it can kind of get a nice cycle. It's not going to be like a Orpheus, where you just automatically get that cleanse, though, like you will with an Alchemist Orpheus. But, I don't know, I feel like that cleanse will never come in when you actually need it. Like, it's only a 1 in 3 chance, so you're not specifically using her for a cleanse. It's just kind of something to get rid of maybe, like, burns or poison if you happen to be inflicted with it or something. It's not something that you'd be using as a consistent cleanse, for sure. It's way too random. What you'd mainly be using it for is hope it enchants or hope it does the magic buff. and just keep looping it until you get like a one-shot guard's avatar or a one-shot anything. She's a brown-green, so the synergies that she gets used with are a little bit different than what a alchemist would be, of course. But still, really, really solid ability for sure. And she also has that new Transcend thing. I don't know if that's actually coming in with tomorrow's patch, because there hasn't been a patch yet. But if she does get the Transcend, it exchanges 2 life for 2 magic every single time she gets an extra turn, which could be bad, could be good. It's one of those first traits. Dragon Soul used to have one like it, but it's one of those traits where having it can actually be bad, as weird as that may seem, because every single time she casts, she's losing HP. Or not every single time she casts, every single time she gets an extra turn, or anything on your team gets an extra turn, you're losing HP. So that can start to hurt you a lot, obviously. If you get like 10 extra turns, you just did 20 true damage to her. But of course, using an HP buff like Lady and Ariel, mainly Lady and Ariel. I think Lady and Ariel is actually going to become quite a bit more popular out of next patch. Or not next patch, out of tomorrow. So if you happen to have one, definitely start using it, start getting it leveled now. You don't really need to trade it, though its second trait will be pretty good next patch. It will be immune to mana drain. But yeah, start getting it ready now, because starting tomorrow as well as next patch is going to be pretty good. She's already somewhat decent, but she has a really high life gain, and she can loop that life gain too. And her mana accumulation goes into quite a bit of the troops that are in next patch. She also has no mana conflict with the new troop that's coming in that's creating yellow, though unfortunately that doesn't feed into her. Actually, you know what? What does feed into her? She's a brown-green, and she creates yellow. What is a yellow troop that feeds brown or green? Is there even any? I don't believe there is. Let me see. Let me look at the trolls and look at the converters. Hello, trolls. Wait, there's no yellow trolls? Okay, never mind. I forgot about that. There isn't actually a single yellow troll. Well, there's Valkyrie. Let's see, convert. Let's just go under convert. Wait, what category am I even under right now? Why is nothing coming up? That or I'm spelling everything incorrectly. Yeah, that is correct. Then why is Valkyrie not showing up? Anyways, let's see. What creates back to... There has to be a yellow that creates green. I know there's Dryad, though you wouldn't really realistically be using that. Celestasio would be too inconsistent, though technically it could work. Quato's way too inconsistent. Dryad's way too weak for late game. Element doesn't count. Doesn't actually create anything. That creates purple. Not useful. Fire Giant doesn't create the right color. I believe it does red, yeah. That is not the right color. Though you could do maybe a 3-way convert. That'd be a little bit overkill. Forest Guardian, don't you do it? Yes, you do. Forest Guardian. Except she's not a beast, so you don't really gain as big of a benefit from that. Green Seer. Oh, duh, Green Seer. Hello. That would be it. Was I not spelling convert correctly earlier? Never mind. It's transform, not convert. I always just call it convert. Same difference. But yeah, Green Seer, new troop, Lady or Ariel something. Or actually, you don't even need a Lady or Ariel. Oh, you might, actually. Because she would burn through a lot of her HP very quickly. But no, that would be the loop then. Green Seer, new troop, something something. Ideally, things that go good on magic. Green Seer is horrible with extra magic because she does nothing extra. But we would need 2 really heavy troops behind it that would be good with it. But yeah, that's probably the game plan for tomorrow. Actually, I think it's going to be better than the Legends. What even was the Legends? Legendary. Actually, there's 2 Legends, wasn't there? I should probably go over everything that's coming next patch tomorrow. I mean, right now. Let me re-go over. I've gone over it a couple times already. But let me go bring it up real quick. Let me see. Also, I haven't been reading much of a chat. What else did I miss in there? Let's see. Hello, D. Welcome. Hello, Marcelo. Hello, this Van D Shake, or however you say that. Welcome. Hello, other Aaron. Let's see. Hello, Jared. Glad you could join us. Let's see. AI, do not take the extra turns. Do not summon a troop, but take a skull to Gorgolfa. I know, the AI has gotten really weird the last couple patches. They do some really, really strange things. Hello, RapPF. How do you get so much magic? Mainly from upgrading the kingdoms, particularly from the additional upgrades that you get from getting into 5-star kingdoms. Underneath the power levels, you start getting up to eventually 5-star, which gives 1 additional kingdom bonus. And doing this on all the magic kingdoms is a total of 5 additional magic. The main ways that we get this is from, one, the ascension on the troops, just from them being higher level. But the main, I think, disparity that I might have between yours is, of course, we have level 10 All Kingdoms that you probably have, but we also have 5-star All Kingdoms, which is an additional 5 magic across all of them. One other bonus that we have that you might not have is, if you're in a slightly lower guild, you might not have the weekly stat bonuses, and those are not in here. The stat bonus is right over here, and I believe we're getting like 2 additional magic or something. Oh yeah, let me claim my seals. I keep forgetting them. How much magic are we getting right now? Where's the little page that shows it? I think I just passed it twice. Yeah, it's under here. We're getting 2 additional magic off of that too. So I probably have about 7-ish more magic than you, just from those things. And that's probably the biggest disparity of where my higher magic is compared to what yours are. But yeah, it's most likely 5-star Kingdom is making up the biggest majority of that difference. That or my thing just being mythicked. Because almost every troop that uses magic gains more magic on their final mythic level. Sometimes even 2 or 3 magic. We're working on Lady Arnariel and Scion right now. I would go for Lady Arnariel before Scion at this point, to be honest. Starting next patch, Scion's going to be pretty dead content. He used to be in the past, and then he became really good after they nerfed Skulls. But starting next patch, Scion is going to be dead content again. So, yeah, probably don't want to put too much in it. Definitely make sure you have something like Queen Mab and other stuff up first. The order I'd probably go in is Queen Mab, then Lady Arnariel, then something that's not Scion. Because at this point, Scion is... If you don't have Scion already upgraded, it's kind of too late to bother even upgrading him. Because he's only going to be good for another 2 weeks, if even that. Maybe even only 1 week. So I honestly would not bother putting anything into Scion. There is a good chance that he might be refundable next patch. But sometimes they don't refund for indirect nerfs. Because Scion isn't actually being changed at all. He's just being indirectly nerfed by the introduction of Mana Drain. So they might not actually add a refund for him. So do keep that in mind. So if you put resources in him, you might not be able to get it back for when he does technically get nerfed next patch. Let's see. Hello, Anthony. Welcome back. Yeah, the Legendary Tasks adds quite a bit too. Let me go over this page right over here. The one that goes over all the troops that should be coming in tomorrow. I don't see why they wouldn't be. But let me see. Let me go bring this up, bring that right there, and there's the page. So, let's go zoom into this and go over these. We've done it a couple times already, but I do want to do it again since they are coming in supposedly in... what time is it now? 6 hours from now, approximately 6 hours from now, we will be getting all 8 of these troops. Shocktopus we just got now, or earlier today. But let me go over these other 8. So, let me zoom in so we can actually see what on earth these are. So it is readable. Let me refresh this page as well, just so it's a little bit more readable. It looks like it's coming in a little bit weird. Nope, it's just staying that way. Never mind. That's just how it's going to load. Anyways, let's go into the next ones. So this was the one I was saying that was like Alchemist right here. This one is the Diviner. She is in the corner, as you can see. That's also the one that keeps coming in on the loading screen that you guys have probably been seeing for the last few months. Even though she's been coming in constantly on that. She actually isn't in the game until tomorrow, even though they've been showing her for like 3 months now. But she transforms her chosen color into yellow, exactly what an Alchemist does, except for 3 higher mana costs. And then she also does one of the following, either enchants all allies, which means all allies will gain 2 mana per turn. Not sure if that works on herself, but based on the wording, I assume it does. Or it increases all allies' magic by her magic divided by 2 plus 1. So let's say she has 20 magic, if she even gets that high. That would then be an 11 magic gain to all other allies. Actually says all allies again, so that might include herself. If so, that's actually pretty powerful. And then it will either cleanse all allies, so we'll do one of those 3. All 3 of those are insanely powerful, though if you're expecting one of them to occur, you can probably expect it not to do the one you need. Like if you need a cleanse, it'll probably not cleanse you. If you need the mana, it probably won't do the exact one you want. But overall, all 3 of those are absolutely amazing side effects, and the fact that you can loop it with a Green Seer and probably several other options will make it pretty viable. It's basically infinite magic, infinite cleanse, and infinite mana all in one combination. So, yeah, that has a lot of power potential for sure. She has this weird trait that I almost feel like not getting initially, just because I think it will hurt her more than it will even help her. It's Transcend, which exchanges 2 life for 2 magic on 4 times or 5 times matches. The biggest issue with this is I believe Transcend can kill itself. So if we extra turn, let's say 30 times, she'll be dead. So we'd probably want to not trade her initially. It's the first time ever I'm not going to fully trade a troop, especially since I don't believe Sky Ancestry is even going to be in place tomorrow, because I believe they need a client update for that, though we'll see for sure what happens. If so, if it does come out exactly like that, Mana Drain Immunity gets introduced tomorrow then. If that is indeed the case, it does have Mana Drain Immunity. I don't believe this is coming in tomorrow, though. It's probably going to be Mana Shield instead until next client update, which will be like next week with the next major patch. This next troop is a one of the 2 legends. I believe there was 2, right? Or was it only the 1? I'm sure I read 2 earlier. Yes, there are 2 legends coming in, and this is one of the 2 legends that is coming in. It is destroy all gems of a chosen color and then give all allies of the matching color magic +1 life and 4 magic. So mainly just going to be a buff for the pure color teams. It's going to be really, really good on Purple and Yellow Guild War Day. Out of the context of Purple and Yellow Guild War Day, I personally don't feel like I would be using it much. Though it does have a pretty interesting side effect. It enchants a random ally on 4 or 5 times matches. So this is kind of that one enchant that we've been waiting to get finally. Actually, this kingdom has a lot of various enchants that make enchant finally viable. Prior to this kingdom, there is basically no really easy way to enchant. There are 2 troops that do it nicely. Glitter Claw, which automatically enchants itself, and KrissTigger, which automatically enchants itself. Every other instance of enchant that currently exists within the game is useless, but this kingdom is bringing in a lot of enchant options that are worth using, and she is one of those options, as of course a diviner also is. We're getting this Monkey Disciple thing. It's basically a version of, what's his name, like a Lady or an Ariel or a Mantis. It's basically the same thing as that. It's a 7 red, 7 yellow, and then gives all allies magic +1 life. Not really anything too special with that, though the fact that it does have a life gain might be useful, with the fact that most things in this kingdom do have the Sky Ancestry, I mean not Sky Ancestry, the Transcend, which lowers its HP constantly. It also has Swift, so it gets a pretty quick cast, though that still brings it into only 1 turn range. It doesn't make it any quicker than like a Ragnagord or something. As far as this Pengong, we do have another fun dragon to mess around with. It deals magic +1 damage to all enemies, boosted by enchanted allies. For the most part, this isn't really going to be used too much in late game, though do keep in mind it is an epic rarity, and it might be used a little bit more towards the lower level range. Red-yellow doesn't really have anything particularly good for dragons in the lower level range. Most of them are things like Road Breaker and stuff like that. So this will actually be a really nice red-yellow placement into a team like that, since you normally wouldn't use Demistroxia or something because he's way too weak. So he's basically just going to replace out Demistroxia. Traits are pretty lackluster, though it does have Holy Armor, making it, I think, the 3rd or 4th tankiest dragon. It's pretty mid-range in all of it, but it is an epic, so normally epics are towards that middle ground. We got this guy. He actually looks pretty cool with the black wings and everything. He destroys a column, deals damage, or true damage, to the weakest enemy, boosted by red gems destroyed. Very similar to all the other troops that basically do the exact same thing, except he does true damage, so he's going to be quite a bit more potent. Also, most of them do, I believe, a 11 mana cost or a 10 mana cost. He's a 12 mana cost, but it's true damage, so overall I think that's going to be better value on him. He also has Transcend, so he does gain additional magic as well from extra turns, so we could stack up quite a bit of magic and then get the kill, which could work out pretty nicely. This other one that we have is deal magic +1 damage to an enemy, boosted by enchanted allies, and then enchant a random ally, another enchant. Not really going to be that useful. It is a low rarity though, so probably pretty good in arena, particularly if you can get several enchants. Though for the most part, I could see me never using this one. Though for the lower level range, it could be a really nice one-shotter, since if you have your entire team enchanted, that is 20 damage just off of the enchants. Not to mention whatever base damage actually is. And the final legend... Actually, wait, there's another one? Wait, why is it repeating back? Isn't this... Wait, there's 2 different things? Oh, never mind. That's the one that looks more like the Phoenix, and that's the one that looks more like the Dragon. I forgot they are 2 different troops. Anyways, the other legend is deal magic +2 damage to the first 2 enemies, boosted by my life. So he will actually be pretty good with Lady or an Ariel and that other troop that creates a bunch of additional life. He then steals 4 magic, which is pretty trivial, from both enemies. Never mind, it's from both, so that actually is an 8 magic steal. Never mind, that actually is pretty decent. And then transforms all purple to red. I don't believe anything currently does a purple to red. There's purple to many other colors. I don't believe purple to red is currently one of them, though, so he'll be unique in that factor. And would probably be pretty good with things like Infernus and other really big red-oriented users. Could also be a slight counter to Elamagrim, since you would be able... Or not Elamagrim. Yeah, Elamagrim, because you'd be able to get the purples off the board, would be good for countering Alfaris Ra and stuff like that too. Anything that's really heavy on purple. Might even get used on Purple Guild War Day, since he would be pretty decent at countering them out. As far as his unique trait, he steals 3 life from the first enemy when matching red gems. It's also going to be pretty good with red spam, so things like Hellcat and such. Just kind of get a loop with him, maybe even Alchemist Hellcat loop or some kind of other thing, and just get infinite life steal off that way. It's kind of like a Def that you can spam over and over again. In many instances, I think he's going to be stronger than Def, to be honest. Def has fallen off quite a bit ever since they nerfed Def Mark, and he's going to be the alternative to that. And then lastly, we have this little common. He deals magic +1 damage to a random enemy, and then poisons them, and then creates 7 green. He's very similar to that of the Serpent, that's from the Stormheim Kingdom. It's basically just a red version, a green version of the Serpent. So, oh, never mind. He's actually more like the Rockworm. I forgot. This guy is basically a copy of Rockworm / Serpent, but mostly like the Rockworm. Rockworm is an 8 mana cost troop that creates 7 brown. This guy is a 8 mana cost troop that creates 7 green, both of which create their own color. That'd be interesting if they do end up adding a version of this to every single one. One very noteworthy thing about it, though, is it does have fast, meaning you only need 4 mana, meaning if you set a +1 to your green, you will automatically get him to full mana, even if you don't surge. So this could be really good early on in the game as a triple him with like one other troop, maybe like a Dryad or something. She's pretty cheap. Could work out pretty nicely for spamming out a bunch of greens, a bunch of damage. It does seem like pretty slow damage. I believe it's actually lower by a few than what a Rockworm is, but it gets poison as well, so that early on in the game is quite useful. If you can just randomly poison the entire enemy team after several casts, that's pretty nice, especially since it can loop. But yes, that's basically everything coming into the New Kingdom. Not too many of them are really that bad. They all have their purpose for the most part. The only one I don't really feel like will have any use at all is mainly the one rare that's coming in. The one that's boosted based on enchants, because it's, I don't know, even in an early game, that just doesn't seem like it'll really have any place. But other than that, no, they all do seem pretty useful this time around, unlike some of the kingdoms that have been coming recently. Almost every single troop in this kingdom is going to be at least remotely viable. So, yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. Also, do not use event keys right away. Do not. Yes, do not use event keys, no. Event keys will not be usable until like 2 weeks from now. Next week will not be the event for the New Kingdom, nor would this week. It will be the following week after that. The exact date that you would use the event keys to get the current new troops that are coming in is, I will find it. Where did it just go? I was literally just had it open. How on earth did I just lose the thing I just had open? 1 second. Good job. Here it is. You wouldn't want to use your event keys until February 26th is when you can finally get the new troops. You can still get them through other keys beforehand, though it's going to be pretty costly to do so. But yes, February 26th appears to be the current time when it is going to be released. So, yes, you have a long while before we use the event keys. So just keep saving them. Yeah, just keep saving them. It's a little bit unfortunate how far away it's coming, but it's mainly because they're waiting for the patch to be out. Because there's new things coming in on those 2 new troops that are going to be related to needing the new patch. So it's mandatory that they have the patch out before they release it. That's the whole reason why it's not coming out immediately afterwards. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff to look forward to tomorrow, that is for sure. Assuming it is coming out tomorrow. It should be. You don't have a lot of mythics. How do you optimize your defend teams for Guild Wars? Basically, make sure you have a really hard counter to every single color on your team. Every single day, like if it's a yellow day, you want to make sure you have a Spirit Fox on your team. If it's a red day, you want to be going all dwarves. If it's a brown day, you want to make sure you have a brown removal. If it's a blue day, you want to have blue removal, so on and so forth. The only day you really don't do is, like I mentioned, on the dwarf day. And the reason you don't do that on red day is just because 4 times dwarves is so much stronger than red removal. There really isn't any really good, strong red removal currently in the game that's worth using. Every red day is either build around Queen Titania or build around 4 times dwarves, because both of them are so much stronger than removing reds. But for every other day, simply countering out the colors well is all you really need to do, as well as things that happen to hit higher boost ratios on them. Like, for example, on Brown Day, the Sliff or whatever it's called has like a 4x boost ratio on it. And that's a pretty low rarity, efficient way of doing it. It gets 40 additional damage, assuming the entire team's using Brown that you're up against. Where's the Shatang going to be on the map? Most likely right there, in the only spot that's not taken yet. And then that will be a full map. As far as what they're doing after that, we do not know. They did say that they're going to be expanding the map in some way, shape, or form. We do not currently know how they are going to be expanding it. This map design that is currently set up has been the exact same design since pretty much day one. There's been some slight differences, like there used to be a map border and stuff around it and all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, it's... I don't know what they're doing with it. We really don't know. They might expand it out. They might completely change it. They might add it underground. They might add, like, different maps. They might do, like, a dungeon-like thing and then have it over there. Who knows? But yeah, we have not the slightest clue what they're doing with the map after they fill out the last slot tomorrow. We do know that they're adding more still, and that they will be doing something. We just don't know what that something is. But they have something planned. We will just find out in probably a few months from now. Would you be able to trait Diviner and skip the -1? We might be able to start doing that next patch. That is a good point. I believe next patch you can start skipping traits, which is interesting. Meaning you don't have to have every trait on a troop. So you are correct. We might be able to do that starting next patch. This patch we are not currently able to do that. But yes, initially I am not fully trading a single one of the troops up to Ascension. I am skipping over every single one of them. Unless it's on one of the legends. Let me double check. Did either of the two legends have it? I don't believe they did. Maybe one of them did. Because I do want to make sure I have its legendary trait. I kind of have to do that. But definitely on that one yellow converter, I do not want to trait her that far for sure. Let me see. Let me see. Where'd it go? Where's the other legend? Yes, the one legend does have Transcend. The one that does a enchant on allies on 4x or 5x matches. So that one I probably would get the Transcend on. But on every other one, I would skip over it. I don't know, that's a hard decision. Maybe I won't trade her initially. That is a really hard choice. Because if we could just skip it later, I kind of would want to. Transcend's a really interesting trait. The biggest issue with it, though, is it's one of those kind of traits where you would either want to have it or not want to have it. It'd be interesting if they could make, like, negative positive traits like that, but have a toggle option on if you actually want to active or not. Because you might want to active for one battle that you're using it in, like, a lady or an aerial team, but you might not want to active in another one where you're kind of just doing some kind of loop, but you don't have any HP boosting troop. Because if you're going to have Transcend on any troop, it's basically mandatory to have an HP buffer. If you don't, you're just going to kill yourself out eventually off of extra turn spam if you don't end it quick enough, which is not a good idea. Can you think of any viable team that uses Yagüe? The legend Yagüe. Which one is that one? Isn't that the one that we were just talking about right there? Let me see. That's not it. Which legend were you referring to? Oh, Yagüe. It's the first two enemies boosted by life. Probably some kind of lady or aerial spam. Lady or aerial feeds green back into it. So it'd most likely be, I don't know exactly what we'd use for a front line. Maybe a Ragnagord, because you'll feed it right back. Something along the lines of a Ragnagord, Lady or Aerial, him, and one other troop, most likely, would be the combination. Maybe a frontline tank, maybe another buffer, maybe another damage source. Maybe even two of him, who knows. Because it actually wouldn't be too bad to spam two of him on a team. Because you steal 3 life per red to the first enemy. So if you had multiple of him, you'd be able to just keep draining. One other funny thing that you'll be able to do is Alchemist Hellcat plus double Yagüe. Because with double Yagüe, that's 6 true damage per red that you take. So every single red you take, you are doing 6 true damage to the first troop. Meaning, on average, particularly early on in the game, you'd barely need any. But let's see. I believe the average mana cost later in the game is like 50 to 60. Let's even be on the generous side and say that the average right now is 60. You would then need to take... Oh, that's actually a lot, though. You would have to take... You'd have to take 40 reds from the board. 40 red pairs, or matches, whatever you want to call it, to be able to kill out the entire enemy team. But if you did, you would kill it out with purely true damage. That's kind of like a Scion, except slower. but you would get single target kills, and you would also get the life. You have to get to steal it, which means you get the life, and the enemy loses the life. Yeah, there's a lot of potential with him. Mostly in loop spam teams, for the most part. One other interesting part about him is he will have mana drain protection, meaning he cannot actually be... Oh, you know what? That's interesting. That mana shield actually has mana steal immunity, too. I guess that kind of makes sense. But, yeah, anything that has the capability of stealing wouldn't be able to steal from that. Interesting. Too bad there isn't a life steal immunity. They need to make that. Maybe if they could make life drain have immune to that or something. Because there currently isn't any life steal or immunity to like true damage or anything like that. I have suggested in the past, and some other people have too. They never really did it though. Like something like Holy Armor, where it would basically do physical damage instead of true damage, or something like that. No, they never implemented anything like that though, unfortunately. True damage isn't really that bad at the moment. It's pretty tame compared to other means of damage sources. But if they don't keep a good watch on it, true damage can just absolutely decimate everything again. What about souls? Should we get 2 million souls? At this current moment in time, they said it wasn't really going to be too expensive to go do all the new content. The new content's going to be more based on the new resource of orbs. It's not really going to be too heavily expensed on souls. It's still going to require souls, but it's not going to require something like a Dawnbringer where it was 1.3 million souls. It's going to be a lot cheaper than that, whatever they're adding. And it's mainly going to, like I mentioned, most likely be related to costing orbs, which is a new resource coming in next patch. Orbs are going to be a easy way to ascend, level, and upgrade your troops, particularly for new content as well as for newer players, are the two instances where they would be the most useful. For people later in the game that have more than everything than they know what to do with, it will also be used in the Soul Forge in some way, shape, or form. Most likely to craft some new stuff or who knows what. But that's most likely going to be the main cost that things are going to be costing soon in next patch when they do update the Soul Forge. They're going to cost orbs. How we get orbs, they're mainly from, I believe, Explorer and just normal battling. I believe every single method that normally gives trait stones also has a chance of giving orbs. It basically, instead of getting a trait stone, you might occasionally get an orb or something. But they do look pretty cool. It's actually going to simplify things. It's one of the few resources that they've added that's actually going to make things easier, not harder. Though it might be for Soul Forge, it might make it a little bit harder. But for the normal player, particularly newer players, it's going to make things a lot easier. It's going to also be a really easy way to get past Ascension, because right now, to ascend troops, you need to get billions of copies of it every single time. It feels like it's really hard to actually get things ascended when new content comes out. But starting next patch, when they get orbs released, you've got to be kidding me. That just did so much damage. Now I can barely even win because I have no skulls. But yeah, starting next patch is going to be a lot easier to do. To get the leveling, get the ascension, all that kind of stuff. For when new content comes out. Okay, we could actually lose this. Actually, I think I just did. I would have to Inferno King him to death. He just got so much reduction on me that the only way I can win is off of several Inferno Kings. And just hope the split damage is enough. He could seriously win this. We'll go move that over. It's been a while since I've lost to simply having my stats reduced down to nothing. That happens sometimes. Go to that. We can actually get some damage right here, as weird as that may seem. We got 2 damage, and then we'll get 1 right there. You can actually hit damage even when you have 0 attack. That's also, we would be burning him every single time as well, if he wasn't actually immune to burn. And I believe that is matched. Very barely. We had to kill him out with a skull spam team with 0 attack. But still, it kills him out. It's not like we have no damage without it. Would you be able to trait the... Oh, never mind. I already read that. Oh, you're curious if Kraken has been nerfed? No. Kraken is exactly the same it's always been. Your last 6 casts have not devoured against troops who don't have Impervious. Nope, this is really bad luck. What about souls? Never mind, I already answered that. You finally had your first 9,000 point Guild War day. Congratulations with Great Maul, Alchemist, Corvash, and Cabarrus. Very interesting. I don't think I've ever bothered using the Great Maul in Guild Wars. That doesn't seem too bad. I think the biggest issue with it would be 2 things. If you're up against a Scion and just random bad luck. In PvP, we can get away with using it against the Scion a little bit more like we're doing now, mainly because we have Mercy as an option. But in PvP, that wouldn't be possible. I mean, in Guild Wars, that wouldn't be possible because they have conflicting colors. Okay, so right here, I'm going to go for the mana. Actually, go for the mana. Let him poke us again. I'm just trying to get our... trying to get him to full mana. I know he has 0 right now. That's besides the point. Let's get him to full mana. Still has 0. But we'll go through the Mercy right there. That was the whole setup I was trying to get. Now we go take the Skull. And just get the last little bit now. He's not going to let us go all the way, is he? I don't think he will. So we'll go move that over. Did not get the extra turn. And he gets the Skull. And that is why you don't use Gorgolfa. I mean, why you don't use Great Maul in against the Scion in Guild Wars. Yeah, that will happen almost every single time. Normally it doesn't happen as much in PvP, but of course it can still happen. Well, we're back to the drawing board. Let's keep taking skull pokes. What do we even need here? Anything? Not really. Oh, greens, hello. Take that. We can try for a brown here. I guess it's worth it. Didn't get it. Oh, he gets it. No. Okay, he'll get the board clear. We have a nice Mercy there, though, and that's match. Get all the mana we need. That is a very late Devour. But better late than never, and that's dead. Oh, never mind. Wait, it missed. Wow, that missed. End your turn. End your turn. End your turn. There we go. And down it goes. But yeah, if anyone else still had any other questions, team builds you want me to go over or anything. And if you're wondering about the new troops tomorrow, I went over them earlier in the video, about midway through. If you want to go look back into it. Let's go through dungeons real quick before I forget. And go clear through these real quick. Also, don't forget to be farming trait stones with a with that Scarab in your team, or Scuttler, or whatever he's called, Sand Scuttler. You do get twice as much trait stones in Explore this week. And you can win super, super quick in Explore. Speaking about super quick, that just went down very easily. First battle down. It does not work in dungeons, unfortunately, though. Hello, Loro. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Getting people from Italy now. Haven't seen too many from Italy. Welcome. You bought some of those chocolate cherries because you saw them on your broadcast. Good stuff. Yeah, they are pretty nice. Yeah, I don't normally get them too often. Normally just for Valentine's Day and Christmas. Like around the holidays. Because if I don't do that, I would just get them throughout the entire year. Way too much. Got to eat them very slowly. And very occasionally. Or else I would eat them a lot. I'm really bad about that too. Because I'm allergic to nuts, there's a lot of chocolates and stuff I can't have. So when I can finally find something that I can have, I'll like stock up on it and then like eat too much of it. I do that a lot. I actually went through like 3 boxes of those cherry things now. In like the last 5 days, I've gone through like 3 boxes. Luckily, that's all of them. And I probably won't eat another one for like 6 months now. Let's see. We're gonna move that down. Go throw a Sunbird. Move the brown over first, though. Take that one, take that one. Move that one over. Take the skull. Move that one. Can we stop getting extra turns? It's actually bad that we're getting this many extra turns because it's just wasting time. There's actually teams that you get so many extra turns on. It isn't this particular team, but there are some teams out there that get so many extra turns that it's actually bad because they're wasting so much time that you never get to cast. Guard's Avatar teams tend to do that a lot. It's one of the reasons why you don't normally see me using him a heavy amount. Quite a few teams that get built around him do get into those situations where you're just taking a billion different extra turns side by side, and you're wasting more times taking the extra turns than the speed of the battle. Like half the battle might just be wasting getting extra turns. You might have full mana constantly, but you have to make sure you get rid of all the extra turns because Guard's Avatar and other troops end their turn when they do their cast. And because they have no board control, you need to remove every possible extra turn from the board before you go and cast them. And it can be a little bit of a nuisance sometimes. How viable is Apothecary, Weavern? That's the poison one. Scorpius and Alchemist, not that viable. It doesn't have a secondary damage source, and you can't use Weavern as your entire damage source. You get a double kill very easily, but everything beyond that double kill goes very slow, and I wouldn't bother with it. Yeah, and that's not a pure color day, is it? No, that's not pure color either, so you wouldn't run that in Guild Wars or anything. So yeah, I wouldn't really bother with that. Maybe replace Alchemist with a natural damage source. Could be okay. But yeah, you need more than just a Wyvern as your damage source, because Scorpius only gets a single double kill. Then you leave your Wyvern to have to kill out the entire last 2. And I think you need to cast them like 4 or 5 times just to kill out the first 2, assuming they don't have any revive. And even more so if they do have a revive. Can you run Glitterclaw, Titania, Magnus together? Sure, I don't see why not. If so, how would you finish or make it better? Probably just a Gorgoltha up front for tankiness, because Glitterclaw is very flimsy. KrissTigger can be used up front because it's stone skin and immune to entangle, but Glitterclaw is really, really weak in first slot. But yeah, we can go mess with that, see what it can do real quick. A little bit of an annoying team we're up against, but should be okay. Gorgoltha versus Gorgoltha, there we go. Let me double check all the colors though. Maybe it's not Gorgoltha, but I believe it is. Glitterclaw, Queen Titania, and what was the other one we needed? Magnus. Wait, Magnus. Oh yeah, that's the guy that does all the stats effects. Yep, and that'll be fine. Oh, where's the Magnus? There we go. Go grab that. Banner. Looks like we need a brown yellow. Just get Rush Gorgoltha. Where's brown yellow? I really wish there was a +2 yellow or a +2 brown and with a +1 of the other color. That can be a Gorgoltha banner. There currently is no Gorgoltha banner that works exceptionally well with them. Like there is a Dragon Soul banner, the +2 purple, +1 red, -1 yellow. If he ever got a banner like that, that'd be very convenient for him, especially since he's a 15 mana cost instead of a 16. 15 mana cost works really, really well with a +2, +1 banner completely into its color. There aren't too many troops that are set up like that, though, where the banner actually works for them. Okay, apparently we got Glitterclaw up first. That actually, we don't really want to do. With this particular team, we don't have anything else to throw the green into. So, we don't actually want that happening so quickly. It's okay if it does, but the excess green just goes right back into it, which isn't particularly useful. All it does is keep it so we can keep fairy firing them, which isn't bad, but it doesn't give us any other option other than the fairy fire. So we'll get that, and now we can start fairy fire spamming. No extra turn, but we get most of our mana back. And I believe that's enough for Queen Titania. Exactly enough, actually. Please cast. There we go. And go get the last little bit of our mana. Go right back into Gorgoltha. Repeat that again, and just keep going. He'll stay fairy fired forever. We'll keep getting free damage down and all that. We do have alignment. He gets right back up if we want to do it. Problem with that, though, normally I use him with a Word Breaker, the Glitterclaw. It's nice having a green explosion into a Glitterclaw is really nice. If I'm not mistaken, Word Breaker's the only thing that actually does that, though. Salvini Moore is a partial one. I don't think there's too many greens that clear out the entire board, though. None that I can think of off the top of my head. I know it's very few, if there even is any. Other than Word Breaker, of course. I can't really count Word Breaker because I know a lot of people don't have them. Okay, we'll throw that one down. Get that. Go for the Gorgoltha. Don't have alignment on this, so they're already fairy fired, so it doesn't really matter much. We'll just move the yellow over, get our ability. Actually, I could have just gone right into Queen Titania. I didn't really need to take that yellow. We could have won right there. Yep, and we just miss. We could simply throw... That's not free cast, is it? No. We'll throw this down. I wanted that to hit Gorgoltha, just in case he wants to revive. He's not stunned, unfortunately. Come on, get a stun on him. Nope. Okay, he's just gonna live. Please don't revive. No, that's exactly what I was trying to avoid. Okay, well, I'll go fairy fire him. Get a poke on him. Get a Gorgoltha. And it's pretty much dead. Got a web. Why must we keep getting the most useless stats effects? Well, web isn't too useless, but in this case it is. Because we're trying to end out the battle. And down it goes. Cast and dead. Let's see. If we use the orbs on troops, will it raise our kingdom power levels? Yes. It should get them up as the same way as you always would. Except you wouldn't need things like souls or trait stones or numbers of cards. There's several orbs being added to the game. The only 3 that we know about... Actually, there's 4 that we know about. Let me find a troop that I don't have upgraded. Is that even a thing? I don't know if I have one. No, I don't have any. Okay. Well, let me go to a troop that's not fully maxed out. Okay, so there are a few things that these orbs will do. There's 4 of them that we know of, though they said that there's more than just these 4. But there's 4 of them that we know of. It's one will be used for leveling. So instead of spending souls to level up a troop, you can use one of these orbs, and then boom, it gains a level. One will be for ascending. So instead of having to put a bunch of copies in here, you can just use the orb, and then boom, it just gained an ascension. There's one for traits, so if you want a specific trait, boom, you just got it traded. And there's going to be one that does all of those. So it'll do, I think, all traits, all ascension, and all level up. So basically, it will level 20 a troop, fully ascend it to mythic, and get all of its traits. That one will most likely be the absolute rarest out of all the orbs. But apparently, there does appear to be an orb that will do that. So basically, completely max a troop. Like, if you used it on your free Azura that you get from the Merlantis Kingdom, boom, you just got it fully maxed to basically be just like this, aside from all the Kingdom bonuses we have, of course, but it would still apply to Kingdom bonuses, but, you know, they wouldn't be initial. You would need to still get the power levels and everything. But yeah, it would get all the traits, it would get it mythic, it would get it level 20, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it seems pretty powerful. That would probably be like a ridiculously low drop rate, though, like a decimal of a decimal. But the other ones will probably be quite a bit more common. Not sure if you can actually craft them into Soul Forge or not. That'd be pretty cool. Not sure if that will be a feature or not. We'll have to see. How much gold will you need to max out the new kingdom tomorrow? Like 130,000 or so. Not that much. It costs 4,000 to buy the kingdom, and I believe 125,000 or so, or 135,000 to fully level it. I forget the exact value off the top of my head. Yeah, what someone just said, 125 gold. So it's 130k gold then. Because you need 4k to actually buy the kingdom, and then you need to upgrade it with the 125k. So yeah, 130k is correct then. So as long as you have 130,000, you'll have way more than enough. Or actually, played safe with like 150,000 just in case. But yeah, 130k should be enough to fully max it out if you want to. We don't know what stat it will be. Based on what the kingdom is based on, I would have to say maybe magic. Finally, please, magic. That or it's going to be like HP or armor, some kind of useless thing. It's definitely not going to be attack. I can almost guarantee that. It's most likely going to be either HP or magic, one of the two. Either or is kind of nice. HP will be more durability. Magic will be the most ideal one, obviously. That'll be the 6th Magic Kingdom and will lead to even more damage. The only biggest issue with that, or there's one good thing and one bad thing. The bad thing about the new kingdom that's coming out, if it is going to be magic, or regardless of its stat, is it's basically going to be impossible to 5-star it tomorrow. It's not going to be 5-starable until the 26th. Realistically, not a single person in the game will have it 5-starred until the 26th, because how expensive it will be to 5-star prior to that will be near impossible. But one good thing about it being so late is it's actually gaining 2 additional troops, meaning we'll have 10 troops on the 26th. Meaning the normal player would be, particularly since the new patch will be out by then, the normal player should be able to 5-star pretty, or maybe not the normal, like the slightly above average accumulation of resources player should be able to fully max it out, because it's going to have 10 troops, so if you have 9 of those 10, you should be able to pretty easily get it, and if you get all 10 of them, it should be really, really easy, especially since we'll have those new orbs, which will help in some of the trading, some of the leveling and stuff like that. Still not sure how common those orbs are going to be. Probably pretty scarce, but we'll see exactly how they implement them. But anyways, guys, yeah, New Kingdom should hopefully, fingers crossed, be coming out tomorrow. If so, I will be up tomorrow morning and be going over the key opening. And then on stream, we will be messing around with them. I'm only going to be doing the key opening. I probably won't be doing a Teams video for them until... actually, I have no clue when we'll be getting around to the Teams video for them. But we will definitely be doing the key opening tomorrow morning for sure. See what we get. Hopefully get all of them. We are going to have to open through a lot of keys. Oh, also, by the way, what keys to open tomorrow? Do not open event keys. They will not be in the event keys for until the 26th. Do not bother opening them. Tomorrow would be gold keys if you want to common. And then mainly glory keys, gem keys, guild keys, and VIP chests. I'm mainly just going to be opening probably 5,000 glory keys, every gem key I have, all my gold keys, probably all the rest of my gold, and maybe like 50 or 100 VIP keys or something. And hopefully we will get both of the 2 legends. I also want to get 2 copies of one of the legends that does true damage, because I want to test them out. He seems like a true damage version of Kraken, kind of. So I definitely want to mess around with a double copy, just to see what kind of power he has. Hopefully we'll get it pretty easily. I might not try too hard on it, though. Just us getting even 1 copy of both of them is going to be pretty hard. But yeah, that should be coming in like 6 hours or so. So I hope you all have the best of luck with that. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend this weekend. Hope you all... yeah, that's pretty much everything. I don't think anything else is coming up soon. But yeah, New Kingdom should be coming out tomorrow. Hope you all enjoy. And I will see you all later. If you still have any other questions, just feel free to leave it on any of my other videos. I don't believe I missed anything else. Let me double check. Nope, don't believe so. If I did, definitely make sure to contact me later, and I will get around to that. And I am just rambling on at this point. I just need to go to bed already. Anyways, guys, I will see y'all later. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And I'll see y'all later. Goodbye, everyone.